Ever wonder how shifting tectonic plates, colliding continents, and towering mountain ranges sculpted the planet's giants? From the US to the Sahara, these colossal nations aren't just vast, they're alive with rivers, deserts, cities, and billions of stories waiting to blow your mind.
Australia is on its own tectonic plate, and it's moving north by about 2.5 inches every year. With over 2 million square miles, Australia is the 6th largest country in the world, but it is smaller than the entire United States. You could fit the entire country of India inside Australia and still have space for over 820 million more acres. From the tropical rainforests of Queensland to the arid deserts of the outback and the temperate coasts of Tasmania, Australia spans 3 major climate zones. Because of its size, it takes around 171 hours to drive around the entire country, and you'd cross 3 different time zones along the way. And here's the mind-blowing part: scientists track Australia's movement in real time, because it's literally shifting under our feet. Could you drive from one end of Australia to the other? How long would it take? Tell us in the comments. Did you know Canada has more lakes than all the other countries in the world combined? Canada is home to approximately 31,000 lakes that are larger than 3 square kilometers, more than any other country on Earth. That's more than the entire rest of the world's lakes put together, a staggering natural treasure. Some of these lakes are so massive, they're officially called seas, like the Great Bear Lake, which is about 314 miles long. If you placed all of Canada's lakes end to end, they would stretch farther than the distance from New York to Los Angeles. And scientists still can't fully explain how so many of these lakes formed, or why they're so perfectly clear. How many of these lakes do you think you could visit in a lifetime? The United States is so big that it could fit 12 countries inside it, including France, Japan, and the United Kingdom. It covers over 3.5 million square miles, the 3rd largest country in the world, just behind Russia and Canada. The contiguous United States stretches over 2,800 miles from the Atlantic to the Pacific. That's like driving from New York to Los Angeles. Alaska alone is over 1 million square miles, but it is smaller than all the countries in Europe combined. The Rocky Mountains stretch over 3,000 miles, from Canada all the way to New Mexico, forming a natural spine through the heart of the country. And here's the kicker: you could fit the entire country of France into Texas and still have room to spare. Could you drive across the entire United States? How long would it take you to see it all? Did you know Argentina is so big it could swallow 12 Swiss countries whole? Stretching over 3,700 kilometers from north to south, Argentina is the 8th largest country in the world. It covers more than 1,700,000 square miles. That's bigger than Texas and Alaska combined. You could fit the entire country of Switzerland inside Argentina 67 times over. Despite its massive size, Argentina has a population of approximately 48 million, less than half the population of the United States. It's so big, it spans 3 different time zones, from the Amazon to the southern tip of South America. Could you drive across Argentina? How long would it take? Guess in the comments. Did you know Mexico is actually bigger than Alaska, but most people don't even realize it? Mexico covers approximately 761,606 square miles. That's more than the entire United States east of the Mississippi River. Its 1,951-mile border with the US is longer than the distance from New York to Los Angeles. From snow-capped volcanoes in the north to tropical rainforests in the south, Mexico spans over 2,000 miles of diverse terrain. You could fit the entire country of France inside Mexico with room to spare, and still have no idea where to start exploring. And if you tried to drive from one end to the other, it would take you over 30 hours. That's almost 2 full days on the road. Could you drive across Mexico in a day? How long would it take? Guess in the comments. Australia is so big that it could swallow the entire United Kingdom over 31 times, and still have room for more. With about 2,941,000 square miles, that's about 1.2% larger than the contiguous United States, and still, it's mostly untouched wilderness. From snow-capped mountains in the south to tropical rainforests in the north, Australia's landscapes are as diverse as they are massive. And in the heart of it all are more deserts than any other country, over 20 of them, covering about 18% of the continent. But here's the miracle. After just 1 inch of rain, some of these deserts burst into color with wildflowers, a true desert rebirth. Could you drive across Australia? How long would it take? Guess in the comments. Did you know a country larger than Antarctica has fewer people than New York City? Chad covers about 496,000 square miles, bigger than Antarctica's 55 million square miles. Yet it's home to about 19 million people, less than half of New York City's population of about 19 million. About 39% of the land is devoted to agriculture, the rest is desert or dry grassland. If you drove straight across Chad at 60 miles per hour, it would take you 24 hours to cross, and you might not see another person the entire trip. And scientists still can't explain why such a massive land remains so sparsely populated. Could you drive across Chad? How long would it take? Guess in the comments. Did you know Chad is so big it could swallow France and Spain whole? Chad covers over 480,000 square miles, making it the 4th largest country in Africa. It's bigger than Texas and California combined, but not Alaska. From the Tibesti Mountains in the north to the shores of Lake Chad in the south, it spans about 800 miles. Its border with Niger alone stretches for about 730 miles through the Sahara. Yet, only about 20 million people live there, less than the population of New York City. Could you drive across Chad? How long would it take? Guess in the comments. Did you know Chad is bigger than France, Spain, and Germany combined, but 98% of it is desert? Chad covers approximately 496,000 square miles, making it the 20th largest country in Africa. That's roughly the size of the United Kingdom, France, and Spain combined, yet most people have never heard of it. The Sahara Desert covers approximately 200,000 square miles of Chad's land. Approximately 19 million people live in this massive country, most of them clustered near Lake Chad in the south. Despite its size, Chad has just one major city, N'Djamena, and no major rivers or mountain ranges. Could you drive across Chad? How long would it take? Guess in the comments. Did you know Greenland is more than 3 times the size of Mexico, but only 20,000 people live there? Greenland covers 836,000 square miles, making it the world's largest island. That's bigger than the entire contiguous United States and Alaska combined. More than 80% of the island is locked under an ice sheet 2 miles thick. The capital, Nuuk, has just 17,000 residents, one of the least densely populated capitals in the world. You could fit the entire population of Mexico into Greenland and still have room for another 10 million people. How would you use all that space? Guess in the comments. What if you could fly from lush wetlands to endless deserts, all within 2 hours? Iran stretches over 636,000 square miles, bigger than France, Spain, and Germany combined. That's approximately the size of Texas and Alaska combined, with Alaska being significantly larger than Texas, all in one country. The Caspian Sea coastline is approximately 750 miles long, surrounded by dense forests and swamps. But just a few hundred miles to the south lies the Dasht-e-Kavir Desert, about 30,000 square miles of scorching salt flats. You can fly from the humid Caspian coast to the dry Persian Gulf in under 2 hours and see both tropical mangroves and scorching dunes in one trip. Could you drive across Iran? How long would it take? Guess in the comments. Did you know Pakistan is bigger than Italy, Greece, and Spain combined? It covers approximately 340,000 square miles, making it the 34th largest country in the world. From the snow-capped peaks of K2 in the north to the Thar Desert in the south, it spans approximately 1,300 miles. The country is home to approximately 67,000 square miles of desert, and also the world's second highest mountain at 28,025 feet. You could fit the entire United Kingdom inside Pakistan with room to spare, and still not see its highest mountain. And scientists still can't explain why such extremes, desert and mountain, exist in one country. Could you drive across Pakistan? How long would it take? Guess in the comments. Did you know you can find the world's longest mountain range and the planet's largest rainforest, all in one country? Peru covers approximately 496,225 square miles. That's nearly the size of Texas and Alaska combined. The Andes stretch over 1,500 miles through Peru, longer than the distance from New York to Chicago. Meanwhile, the Amazon rainforest in Peru covers approximately 350,000 square miles, bigger than the entire country of France. Peru is so vast it spans 3 different climate zones, from coastal deserts to snow-capped peaks. You can hike to the base of Mount Huascarán, the highest peak in Peru, and then fly just 300 miles to see pink river dolphins in the Amazon, all within the same country. Could you drive across Peru? How long would it take? Guess in the comments. Did you know Saudi Arabia is bigger than Alaska, but has almost no rivers? Saudi Arabia covers about 830,000 square miles, that's slightly less than 1/4 the size of the United States. Yet, the country has no permanent rivers that flow year-round. Most of them are less than 50 miles long. The longest wadi, Wadi El Rumma, is almost 600 kilometers long, and it completely dries up in the summer. To survive, the country relies on over 20,000 wells to supply water to cities and farms. It's one of the few countries in the world that's this massive, but still has no major rivers. Can you believe a country this big has almost no rivers? What do you think they'll do next to solve the water crisis? Did you know the United States has 50 states, more than most entire countries have provinces? The US is the 4th largest country in the world, covering about 3,532,000 square miles. That's bigger than the entire countries of Mexico and Sweden combined. China has 23 provincial-level divisions, including provinces, autonomous regions, and municipalities, and Australia has 6, and Algeria, the largest country in Africa, has just 48. If you stacked all 50 states end-to-end, they would stretch over 4,000 miles, from coast to coast and beyond. And the largest state, Alaska, is bigger than the entire country of Sweden. Could you drive across the US? How long would it take? Guess in the comments.